Welcome back, everyone. Well, as the child tax credit payments are rolling out to so many millions of Americans across the country, there is still a broken promise from the Biden administration that has not been fulfilled yet, that so many millions of specifically young people my age, millennials, that they are absolutely devastated and disappointed in the Biden administration. That is the fact that he has done pretty much close to nothing. I won't say zero, but next to nothing when it comes to student debt, student loan forgiveness that he promised on the campaign trail when he ran for president. Well, we have new calls, new pushes from lawmakers on Capitol Hill, getting more and more tense between the Biden administration and the left-wing progressive Democrats. So we'll be talking about the latest and what the Biden administration has done so far when it does come to student loan forgiveness. We'll be discussing it all in today's video. So without further ado, let's get started. But before we do, as always, do a couple things for me. Number one, go ahead and smash a like button. I would appreciate that. Drop a big thumbs up on this video. And if you have not already, become a subscriber to this channel. Click that big red button and the notification bell as well. That little bell will just notify you each and every single time we do post a brand new update right here on this channel. So now that you've done those couple things for me, we can get started and get right down to it. Well, while President Biden and the White House holds off on delivering sweeping student loan forgiveness that he promised during the campaign trail, now you have lawmakers stepping up, urging the Biden administration to rather extend some stopgap measures to help borrowers. Federal student loan payments along with interest are finally set to restart come this October 1st, following a more than 18-month pause during the pandemic. But now lawmakers are arguing that neither the borrowers nor their servicers are ready. Lawmakers are once again asking the Biden administration to extend the moratorium on student loan payments, perhaps, just maybe, because they'll buy themselves more time to win him over with their plan to cancel $50,000 in student loans. Democratic senators think that they have a pretty persuasive argument that could give millions of Americans with student loans additional breathing room to take care of other expenses and also pay off other forms of debt that they might have incurred. This moratorium has benefited millions of Americans, particularly young Americans, and the student loan moratorium was put in place all the way back in the early days of the pandemic, going back to March 13th of 2020. It was initially set to expire after 6 months, but it has been extended a few times since then. With the current end date at September 30th, borrowers and servicers alike are anxiously waiting to hear whether they'll get another extension. It is certainly possible. So in a letter to the president this week, you had Senators Elizabeth Warren and also Edward Markey, both of Massachusetts, say borrowers have benefited greatly from the pause in payments, which has allowed them to pay down other debts and meet immediate financial needs and support their families. Based on Federal Reserve data, 45 million Americans currently share $1.7 trillion in student debt. They've saved around $72 billion in interest over the last 15 months of paused payments, according to the senators. Senators Warren and Markey actually argue that loan servicers report nearly 2.5 million borrowers were able to use the moratorium to clear their student loan debts completely. So not only has the moratorium put a stop on these payments, but it has actually allowed them to take off their debt off their shoulders and be debt-free. In their letters, the senators say that they would like to see the moratorium extended until at least March 31st of 2022. We'll be doing stimulus updates in the year of 2022, could you believe it? This would give Congress time to resolve issues with the federal student loan system. And in their letter, they write, quote, "As the economy recovers from this unprecedented crisis, borrowers should not be faced with an administrative and financial catastrophe just as they are beginning to regain their footing." Senators Warren and Markey argue that not only are borrowers unprepared to begin paying back their loans, but so are the servicers who have never tried to move 43 million plus accounts back into the repayment status at once. So they're saying that essentially these servicers would be laden with all of this difficult technical issues, and basically it would not benefit any party. The senators say that loan servicers actually told them that they are having a hard time getting in touch with all their borrowers and that they need time to build up their workforces to support borrowers through the transition. So that's quite interesting. It's actually quite ironic. Perhaps their workforce is collecting unemployment right now. Student loan forgiveness is on the table still, though. The Biden administration has not totally forgotten about it. During his campaign, Biden pledged to cancel $10,000 worth of student debt but you have Senators Chuck Schumer, who is the majority leader, and also Senator Elizabeth Warren, who previously called for months and months now. They called on the Biden administration to cancel $50,000 worth of student debt. President Biden's recent budget proposal did not include any student loan forgiveness whatsoever, but again, this does not mean that he has ruled it out. In fact, since his swearing in, since he took office, he canceled about $3 billion in student loan debt related to specific circumstances. We had covered this previously. Perhaps people that were defrauded by their universities, those people had their student debt canceled. But not for the average American, not for the average individual that attended college. They have not seen any student loan forgiveness. Specifically, about $1.6 billion in student debt had been forgiven for borrowers who said that they have been ripped off from their schools. Most recently, $55.6 million was wiped for former students of 3 schools that made, quote, widespread substantial misrepresentations to students, according to the Department of Education. So these people did have their student debt canceled. Biden's Education Secretary, Miguel Cardona, has been supposedly saying for months whether or not Biden even has the power to cancel $50,000 worth of student debt. So we really have no idea where this is going. The Biden administration is more focused on pushing forward his Build Back Better agenda and Biden's vision for trillions of dollars in new spending proposals. Again, none of that includes student debt forgiveness, but perhaps after Biden pushes through that agenda, if he could even do it, maybe then we could think about student debt. Time is of the essence. Democrats have to act fast because now the midterms are around the corner, and this could very well affect what the House and the Senate looks like after the 2022 midterms. Biden got an overwhelming majority of the young vote, but perhaps this will hurt Democrats in the near future. I'm curious, what are your thoughts on student debt forgiveness? Is it fair? Should it be done for so many millions of Americans, or is it their responsibility to pay it off? Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. I do hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, as always, give it a big thumbs up, smash a like button. I'd appreciate that. If you haven't already, make sure that you are subscribed to this channel. As always, click that big red button and the notification bell as well. If you'd like to get some free stocks, all on me, all free, just use those links down below in the description of this video. When you do go ahead and sign up with either Robinhood and or Webull, you actually get some free stocks, some valued up to thousands of dollars in some circumstances. Do let me know what stocks you do get. If you want to connect with me on social media, I am on Instagram at Logan Cohn, at LOGANKOHN, right there on your screen. I hope you enjoyed this video. I do look forward to seeing you guys in the next one. Take care for now.